Howdy folks, Windy Wanders the City here. Sorry I'm late. We're gonna head over to the Air and Water Show here in Chicago. I did just see the first, what they did is they had a parachuter come out of a biplane, and the parachuter had an American flag kind of dangling by a weight from his lower body, so it was flying gloriously. You can actually just see him right now out there. I'm probably gonna have to put you guys on telephoto so we can start seeing more of the show. All right. We're in Lincoln Park right now. We're kind of at the southern tip of the zoo. We're going to go across the lagoon here. Got a little slate stairway there. And we've got the lagoon here. We're going to head over to the Grant statue. That gives us a bit of high ground, but I think that we're going to be blocked by trees. I am trying to keep us a little bit out of the zone, the crowd zone there. Oh, you're looking south from Lincoln Park here. You've got the zoo. You can see John Hancock there, as well as Bloomingdale Shopping Center there with the four posts. There's a very common picture that you're going to see taken here in Chicago, and it is from, you can see the orange, the interior is orange, the exterior is white, that little domed area, and that shoots right down to downtown, so you'll oftentimes see people take photos through there of the skyline.
Mostly because what I've learned is my family.
Tried to stop for coffee this morning, and there's a boutique coffee spot in the Lincoln Hotel, but they just didn't have anybody in there today. So they were out of staff, so they couldn't service anybody, which was sad. I definitely wanted some coffee. We'll see if we can get by here. Yeah, I think if I go up there, I'm still going to be blocked by the trees, so I'm just going to head to the pedestrian overpass, and that's going to take us down onto the lakefront. I love seeing activity here in the park in the morning, right? So here we are in Lincoln Park. Got people out barbecuing over here. Lincoln Park isn't technically Chicago's front yard, but it is, again, another massive park right here on the lakefront. The only thing between this and the lakefront itself is Lakeshore Drive, similar to Grant Park down in the city's business district. I can see there's, oh, you know, we've still got quite a few parachutes coming down. Let's see if we can get a good visual of that. So you see the parachute in the sky there, and then as we kind of climb up, see a couple more of those parachutes coming down. Nice, fuzzy. Pretty sure this is Golden Knights, and then they used to land on boats just based upon where I see them coming down. I think they're landing on the promontory point there at North Avenue. Here we've got, looks like he's a little bit behind the rest of the crew. His air must have been slower. I would guess I get a pretty good shot of the sky here, right? If you think about it, that's going to be the airspace where most of the flights are going to be taking place today. And except for the really low flights, this is probably not a bad spot to hang out in. Again, if I go over to the crowd, I just won't be able to be very mobile. And I don't know how well we'll be able to hear. Sorry, I'm kind of scanning around because I can hear a plane behind me. I just can't figure out where it's at yet. Okay, I know I have two ears, and two ears are supposed to help me understand where sound is coming from. But I'm doing terrible with this. Okay, it's way up there. You can see the contrail there. They're going to dive into the airspace. Float back down to us. And behind the tree. So I don't know how well that shows up on the camera. It might just look like it's a very fast created cloud. Guys are doing a little bit more acrobatics there. Boy, I am terrible keeping this in frame correctly. And I think the gimbal is wondering, hey, why has he got it at this stupid angle here? Now I've got into the sun. Sorry, folks. There. Trying to keep caught up with the planes. They've turned off their smoke. Oh, now they've come back on. Wonder if they're trying to do Morse code. As they move that way, it gets me into the sun, and it's a little bit harder for me to keep track of them. I have to imagine the pilots are just having a ball when they do this. Normally, right, the pilot is supposed to get you comfortably off the ground, take you as smoothly as possible to your destination, and land smoothly on the next destination. This is not passenger-friendly flying. Fellas, you're going to take advantage of the folks on the beach who are going to drop their coins, drop their watches, drop their pens. I think they're going to do a high-speed pass at one another. And a big loop. Oh, he's doing a bunch of barrel rolls out of there. Air traffic control can't be happy with the idea that there's two planes so close to one another, but um, I've read on these people that are air boss for these air shows, and it's just incredible how tightly they have to control everything that's going on here. Yeah, physics, but I think the sixth part is what the passengers don't like. Not sure how well that shows up on the camera. I know that the planes look really small in my frame. Go to a high-speed pass of one another. And head upstairs to pass again at the top. Oh, make their beautiful little heart. All right, folks, we're up here in Lincoln Park, and I think I am going to kind of. Oh, are they heading out again? Yeah, it looks like there's two planes that are heading off course there. They just went through their acrobatics. So the first thing that we really saw was the parachutes coming down. We did not see the opening anthem. Somebody needs to move that tree for me. I'm going to back up it. I just want a little bit wider angle so that I don't have to look straight up into the sun every time. We are here in Lincoln Park, and there is a soccer field, and the soccer field has an AstroTurf, or a synthetic turf here. You can see plenty of people out here. They will do like summer leagues, but it's like bar leagues or social leagues that go on here. Let's see how much this puts me into the sun. So straight ahead of us, right, you can see there's a pedestrian pass and it's going over Lakeshore Drive. The Lakeshore Drive going south is regular speed, but you can tell that there's just a cluster going north. And that's probably, it's as much people watching the air show as it is people trying to pull off into some of the northern parks. So you've got Montrose Harbor and Irving Park and Armitage, where there are parking spots. So there's, I'm sure there are people trying to travel through those parking lots very slowly. Got the planes up here still, making the little hearts. It's either a heart or a butt. Not really sure. And as we can see, the wind's going to the south. So the heart's drifting off course. Really done with their part of the show. We were a little bit late in the morning, and at 3 o'clock is when we see the Blue Angels. Absolutely, James. It's going to be a little bit more low key. I doubt, I'm not going to do any of the other channel work today. Might try and figure out if I can set up my tripod. If I get a good frame of the airfield, I might just set up the tripod and keep it stationary all day. So the airfield is going to be mostly over here today. That's basically the 1 mile of beach that is the audience for this. We're definitely, it feels like we're in a pause here. Just again to show you that we are right here in Chicago. Now we've got a fighter jet coming on course. Sure, it's very, very tiny in frame. Howdy, Lady E. So today we're at the air show in Chicago. Let me see if I can grab the tripod out, or at least the tripod legs out for now. Ooh, just got a little bit of cloud coming over, so it's very nice. It's going to be very warm here today. You can see we've got scattered clouds or broken clouds here. I am up here so I don't know what the red arrows are, but the Blue Angels is, oh boy, I can't remember which Air Force they are. It is the most prestigious pilot to be in the American military. I think their Air Force, but I could absolutely be wrong. It's easy for us to figure that out. But yeah, they are a military type formation, and the reason that these groups exist, it's really right. It's recruiting. It's to entice young people to say, wouldn't it be cool to fly those jets um, in the military? Oh, we've got a big old helicopter coming over the just over the top of the tree lines. I'm not sure. It's coming out here. It's pretty low to the ground, so we're not seeing much there. Thank you, Fuzzy. Yeah, now this is kind of interesting. You won't be able to see this. I'm sure that the camera's not going to distance. So there are two major airports here in Chicago. O'Hare is by far the biggest, but there's also then Midway, which typically is the Southwest Airlines. But there is a massive airplane taking off to the south, and it's really interesting. Overhead, I'm going to send you straight up in the air for a second. I don't know if I'll be able to catch it on there. So that's a Delta Wing airplane. Sorry, I have a hard time picking that up on the camera. Yes, it is. It is to entice all the little boys, but it's fun. In the states, we have female fighter pilots. Now, I still think that very young kids still have the policeman, fireman desires. Grab the base of my phone here. I'm trying to adjust my. Oops, not that way. Not that way. So I just wanted to adjust the camera a bit. Howdy, folks. I am going to bring you up phone set there unless something big happens, and I'll watch the chat on my phone. I will be probably time all of this. Leave there for not sure what happened there. It might have been overheating. The good news is, Lady E, I can't hear anything you guys say. Hey, Kathy, I really appreciate that. I knew I didn't know that she was going to have that show today, and Yeah, I do talk with her quite a bit, and she has her ups and downs, right? Um, in regards to what's going on with that, it's a grieving moment, right? And I don't think that anybody doesn't understand what she's going through. So far today, we've seen, well, you guys would have missed because I was late. We've seen the American flag drop, and then we saw um, the parachuters come down. The Golden Knights came down on North Beach, or North Avenue Beach. Then we saw a couple of acrobatic planes go around for a while, and we've seen a helicopter kind of come overhead. Now, I did just see the Delta Wing. It's way off to the South Loop, so it's very far away. Nothing there to see. I'm definitely sad that I wasn't over there watching. Now, what happens early in the show is there might be some boat displays, but the boat displays here are challenging to watch. That we don't have a steep beach. You know, Chicago is traditionally a very flat city, so there's no natural amphitheater where you can see into the water. So the radio channel will describe what's going on, but you typically can't see any of the boat activity that's going on in the lake. All right, let me see if I can remember where I set this down. I'm gonna put my phone here. I'm going to pick the camera back up and just kind of give you a view because there's no activity going on in the sky right now. So you can see that the park is very active. There are people out here. You can see little like screened domes so they can keep the bugs off of them. Some folks back here playing basketball. Younger family there, just out for a picnic. Fella's taking his bicycle out. You can see smoke rising from a grill back here. Um, Little soccer practice going on in front of us. It's always fun to see the resources used here, right? Um, that people really do enjoy the lakefront and the parks that the lakefront has. Ooh, something's coming in fast here. Why did I not see that plane? 100% Kathy. I agree. So sorry I did not pick that plane up. We saw a little bit of the plane right here, but that plane came in very hot and heavy. Plane, jet, right? Here comes again. Yeah, I wonder if it does. Now they can't break the sound barrier. If they broke the sound barrier, and they've done it in the past, the skyscrapers when you break the sound barrier because boom, vibration, and part of it is I'm sure that it's crushing the mic level, so it's peaking the mic levels. I feel like it's coming back now. I can hear the Doppler effect of the. Yeah, there it goes. You can hear all sorts of car alarms going off right now behind me. And that is that thunderous boom, right? So the other one you might have been getting because the right behind me, I'm sitting next to a utility bunker, and the utility bunker might be getting an echo as well. Howdy, Natalie. Thanks for heading over. So I can barely see, and I know you're not able to see it very well, but over the treetops, here comes the plane, the jet back. It's about to go over the hump of that very large tree. It's going to go behind it. There we can see it come back through, rising a little bit. So how many of you could handle that upside down part of the plane flight? I'm hearing more car alarms go off. Now, I do assume that that jet you're hearing when that jet comes by, although you're probably hearing it a little bit delayed. I'm hearing it delayed. Um, that the plane is traveling almost as fast as sound. Oh, no, no, no. All good, James. All right, let's watch this clown fall off the fence. This was bonus entertainment. I didn't realize we were going to have this today. I can hear the plane coming back in. So he's aimed away from us right now. I have my eye on between the two posts right now. Now he's behind that tree. You can definitely hear the roar of the plane. Enough way that I don't think you guys are on the mic. But when that plane's when the jet goes by, I'm sure you're hearing quite a bit of the roar. Yes. It is pretty impressive. And he's doing running shoes. Running shoes are not really well made for that. Running shoes that, oh, here comes the plane back across the sky there. Yeah, I've got family in Pretoria near Waterkloof. If I recall, um, there's a little Between Waterkloof and the Voortrekkers Museum, there's a little, it's not a zoo, it's more of a sanctuary, and there's several animals you'll see in there. So just had, these guys are playing soccer over here, just taking shots on goal, and they just hit the crossbar on one. So they got past the goalie, but hit the crossbar. No bueno. Oh, right through the 5 hole. Growing up, my backyard was a freight train, and whenever the freight train would come through, but it was only the freight train only came through maybe 3 times a day. But when it did come through, yes, everything in the house vibrated. On yesterday, I used an incorrect term. I was talking about South Africa, and I had said that they have the rolling blackouts, and they call it load shedding there. I totally forgot that. Got home, I was corrected by my wife. Still a pretty steady stream. So there's a sidewalk that it's coming from over here. There's a sidewalk that cuts right through the middle of the park here, and you can see this line heading over to that bridge, and that bridge is what takes them over the Lakeshore Drive into the beach area. Sorry, let me set that down for just a second. All right, I think over if it gets too crowded, I might come back here. So I'm putting back on real quick. Grab the camera. I might have to show a bag when I go over there, but we'll see. Wow, lady, that's awesome. I was there last Christmas, and it was pretty tough. Uh, Fortunately, the family and friends that I have over there um, have things like diesel generator backups, so it's not as disruptive to them as it is to many more of the people that are there. It's amazing. You'll be in a mall eating at a restaurant, and the load shed will go off, and nobody reacts. It's just we expect it. We're going to see if we can get over the bridge here. Definitely warm. I'm not going to love that we're not getting shade. But the sunny skies do make it better or easier for the show to take place. This is one of my favorite foot trails to run along the lake here. It's soft surface, so you get about 1.5 miles of soft surface here. The path itself along Lakeshore is asphalt. Gonna head up and over. Every little street vendor in the world is here today. Similar to yesterday, if you were on the other channel, you're going to notice that the boats are they're forced out of the fly zone. Sorry, getting a lot of background noise that's distracting me. But you can see that the boats are pushed back off the shore. They have to give way to the area here. The police are getting a little bit pissy at the family down here dropping off their. They stopped on Lakeshore Drive, which is definitely verboten to drop off their stuff. So now we're walking into the zone of the radio. The shift on the tail rotor either more or less to either overcome and plus your torque or just retard it just a little bit so it lags. I'm just going to have to see what it holds for us over here on this side, right? You can tell that the beach is just packed. So everybody is out. It's a great day to be out here. We've got a helicopter coming down the course. I don't think I'll be able to get out there, but there is a big peninsula over here. Oh boy, look at how many people are out here. This is, I'm pretty, maybe this is the, and if you that with how dense you see this right here, it's here a mile down. That is a water rescue exercise. This is also a company. So they're talking about a water rescue exercise for the out there. Supposed to be just waiting. Walking a little bit more. Take I'm back here. See a beautiful shot of John Hancock here. Ah, seeing the honey pots are down here. So, right, I talked about the idea that this is such a recruitment. So this is the war challenge for the Navy. For me, all kinds of policy. Got a strong police presence out here today. What you're seeing ahead is this boat has a name. This is a bar and restaurant, and it's got the look of a sunken boat or a boat half sunken into the beach. There's way too much. All right, folks. I think I'm back. No, there shall be no singing. So this right here is the North Avenue exit off of Lakeshore Drive, and naturally it's got a pedestrian element here. Typically, a pedestrian is going to go about a quarter mile further south and walk underneath Lakeshore Drive, so they don't have to worry about the stoplights. If you remember, a month or so ago, we did the Gold Coast, and we walked down Astor Street. We saw the Astor Castle. Well, this is that park that we started that day in. So we were up here in the lowest section of Lincoln Park. Someday I'll actually know all of Fuzzy's rules. And by the way, that was sarcasm for all of you people that are out there trying to figure out how to sow dissension. I get to run the channel. I get to listen to the advice of mods. But anything that goes right or wrong on the channel is, well, anything that goes wrong on the channel is my fault. Anything that goes right or wrong is probably our fault. Well, this is my kind of town. I will tell you that I feel like I have the world's most monotone voice. All right. I am going to try to, I'm going to head, you can see that there's plenty of police horses out. So in Chicago for these big festivals, they oftentimes do use horseback riding police. They can help push back the pedestrian crowds a little bit easier. They're more nimble. They can turn on a dime more so than a car can. I think that we'll see a sign in here. So there's, I think they call it the hidden treasures, or maybe it's the hidden secrets. But this used to be a cemetery. We would have talked about that on prior episodes. And as the city continued to expand, what they did is they relocated this, the cemetery that was here. Now, ever since then, every once in a while, another body does tend to surface in this space. I'm going to walk. So, if you look at it, we've got North Avenue is this street right here, and then just past it is the rest of Lincoln Park. As we walk down this trail, and I think you'll see the woman in pink ahead of us. Oh, nope, she's not. She's heading downtown. Downtown. We can see the woman in the yellow top, right? And the bicycles. They're heading underneath the pedestrian pass underneath North Avenue, which will put you back out in Lincoln Park. Sorry. And as you continue up Lincoln Park, you end up at the Lincoln Park Zoo. I'm going to head up here because, again, we saw the Lincoln statue here before, but I can't hear any airplanes behind me, so we're not missing much right now. I think they're still doing that water rescue. So the helicopter was coming in and just showing that they'll send divers into the water to recover struggling swimmers.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, we're seeing actually a real walking tour going on right now. So this is a person who doesn't have to make things up. So he's talking about the idea that we have to move the graves because it was next to our drinking water.
Cold summers, and it would have been on very hot days, just like today. There was no motorized transportation, no AC, there's water, there's smelling, and nothing before.
Just ahead of us, you're not, well, you might be able to see it there. There's going to be a little stone mausoleum.
It was green.
And I don't remember why, but there's going to be a sign over here. This family lobbied to make sure that their buried ones could stay here or remain here in the park.
Oh, no, you're not cool. That's it, cool.
Let me see if I can find the signage for that. So here we're seeing a little bit about the Abraham Lincoln. Now remember, it's rare to see Abraham Lincoln standing, but this is one of those rare statues that shows him standing. I like that they've got it in Duolingo now. But we're going to head forward here now to this mausoleum. Yes. Is it Cooch or Cough? Couch? So this is an older picture with, look at the old Chicago police officer uniform. So it was the burial place of the real estate millionaire, Ira Cooch. Upon his death in 1957, the family commissioned an architect to build the tomb. Cooch was laid to rest here, but we do not know who else was buried in the tomb or if any other bodies remain inside. But as I had said, that they lobbied not to make them move this particular burial. So this is the only legitimately remaining burial site in this old cemetery. Oh, see an old plane head up there? Sorry for the inconsistency of the show today. Just very challenging to get over into onto the beach. So I'm going to head back up to where we were at in Lincoln Park before. It is an absolutely beautiful day here in the city today. Got some runners. Little puppy. Here we have the statue of Ben Franklin. This is probably not Ben Franklin's best side. For those of you unaware, Ben Franklin, being one of the founding fathers, was also the ambassador to France. Caused a lot of problems over there. He was a promiscuous young lad. But he did know how to capture the ear of the royalty in France, and he was able to secure their support for the American Revolution. We'll head back up towards where that soccer field was that we had yet earlier today. Take it past, there's a hidden treasure sign over here. That's what I was looking for. It's got the plane coming through. All right, City Cemetery. And then the commentary that it's likely because of the manner in which the bodies were relocated that there would have been some mistakes and there would always be remains found for some time to come. Yeah. Ooh, I can smell tortillas right now. So we've got the plane heading up again. Now this one I think is a prop engine, or a prop plane. Ah, got two planes. They're both travel. One's traveling up and away from us. The other one's just traveling far away. But he's about to turn and come back our direction. They're off to the left over here beyond our field of view. Can you guys see the dragonflies on the camera? Oh, here come the two aircraft back in. Move a little bit further up. See if we can find some shade. People are very smart. They've captured most of the shade for themselves here. Can definitely hear one of the planes. Oh, there they are. They're underneath the branch, uh, coming from our right to left fairly quickly. And naturally, you're not seeing much once they get into this out of the shade. I'm gonna go ahead and put the gimbal down for a minute again. Put us back in the. We get to see what we get to see. Let's see here. Oops, not that way. Oh, that's a touchy gimbal. Ah, I definitely saw a dragonfly rip past there real quick. That's going to put you mostly over the. We'll see the planes travel through there every once in a while. The planes are kind of moving off course to the south right now. I realize I'm a terrible radio announcer, and radio announcing doesn't seem like the greatest thing for watching an air show. They are turning and getting ready to head back this direction. Let's see if I can get you all the way to the tree. Oops, did not mean to do that. Yeah, so here they come back. They're over the Howdy Style Audit. Good to have you back. I think they're winding up and heading back to us. Yeah, there they come in. Traveling pretty low there. They were below the tree line for the most part. And they're heading out. I'm sure you can see two little dots. There's a third plane over there right now, too. Now, if you ever do come to the Air and Water Show, and yesterday I talked about this, that most of them are taking off from the Gary Chicago International Airport, which is at the south end of Lake Michigan. And you can do plane tours down there. So what'll happen is, um, they'll they'll let you buy a tour or a plane ride on their jets. So while they might only be in the show for a short period of time, uh, they'll they'll be in the area and they'll be flying for basically the whole day. And because there is so much airspace available over Lake Michigan, um, that the commercial flights are at 30,000 feet by the time they're very shortly after they enter into Lake Michigan's airspace. You can do an awful lot of flying below that commercial aircraft. Ooh, look at this big beast coming in. You can still see him just over that tent, I think. Oh, you know what? Yeah, my eye line is higher than that eye line. Let me see if I can put you up on the higher gimbal because I just realized that you guys have a pretty low point of view. So you guys are about to go upstairs. get this all set up. It actually makes it easier for me to focus as well because I don't have to get down on my hands and knees. Sorry, you guys are going to spin around a bit. Huh. That didn't work anywhere near as well as I thought. Let's see if I can get that up there. Uh, oh, look at this big boy coming down here. Could you guys hear the boom of his engines? Slide that down here. Tighten all those bad boys up. All right. Very possibly. You know, I could be very good for you guys and I could actually look some of this stuff up, but I haven't. Now, I'm not sure if you'll see, but pretty far out there over mid frame right now, there's a plane that's coming in. It's got its nose at us. It's over the hump, the tallest tree there in the center. Might be able to see its headlights now. I've got another one coming in from the left I can hear. Got that. Oops. It's like that is just massive. Yeah, that thing is just behemoth. And there's something else hanging out there, right? You can see it much more of a traditional wing. Looked like it was a 4-engine craft. Way out there, again, just over the high point tree there in the middle, to the left of it, there's a plane that looks like he's taking a wide berth, and I think that's the one behind it is the plane that we were just watching. See if we can look back at the park. So what's going on here in the park? Kind of in the center, that's the bridge that's going over. So behind that tree is that bridge that we walked over earlier. You can still see that the southbound traffic is moving fairly quickly on Lakeshore Drive, but the northbound traffic is struggling. Probably because of some of the reasons that oh, lady, I feel terrible. I don't, let's see, I think I am on the Zoom camera still. Yeah, that is the best we'll get. I can't go live mobile on this channel yet. We don't have enough subscriptions, and we don't have enough live views. That will let me do the pinch zoom. And it's also possible that maybe I need to look into Prism on this channel. Huh. Oh, all good, lady. It's fun seeing people take advantage of the park here. I'm a big fan of that. Kind of looking down to the south, not really seeing too much. So it sounds like we've got something coming in here from the left, a little bit higher up. See if I can catch up to them. You see if the camera will do any better out there in the. See if I can find a. Let me see what we've got there. We're definitely more out in the open, but don't know how long I'll be able to survive this. Put you back down on the. Now we have a little bit more side to side view. Yeah, James, there was so Chicago, I don't think Chicago did COVID very well. So Chicago has this beautiful lakefront out there. Oh, we're seeing a little biplane come through here. He's below the tree line. Not sure if you'll see him. He might pop up soon. There he goes. Yeah, so as I mentioned, just ahead of us, right, is the Lakefront Trail. During COVID, for some reason, the mayor decided that they wanted to keep everybody off of the path. And it turns out that the only people that were on the path were people that were actually walking. And that was the time when we were saying, hey, we want to make sure that people are moving, not grouping up near one another. So the lakefront path was the one place you could be assured of the fact that people just kept on moving, whether it was running or walking. People were keeping a constant space between them, but the lakefront was off limits. So now it didn't bother me because I'm somebody who I tended to, I tended to like to run on the city streets. See where he pops up at. Yeah, Chicago really is. It was a well-designed city that Burnham is considered the designer of the city. And park space, green space was an important part of it. If you remember the, oops, it went up a little bit over there. If you remember that during the World Expositions, they were down near the University of Chicago, and then we created the Midway plazas over there. And then they carried that forward, that the greenways up here, and eventually we created Grant Park, and now we've got Lincoln Park right here. And it's all, the lake itself. The people have full access to the lake, the entire 14 miles. There are no places where people are restricted from the lakefront. Yeah. It's funny as you hear it, the plane kind of winds up. Yeah, James, I'm much more of a soft surface. I would rather run on the gravel. Now, on the lakefront path now, there's about a 2-foot crushed gravel path to the side of the running path all the way through. But then, as I had mentioned, right through this section of the city, if you run behind me, I'm sorry, no, it's just in front of me. There is a oh, I can see the dragonflies on the camera now. There's a soft surface there, so you can kind of parallel, and you can maybe get 5 miles in total along the 14-mile lakefront that is crushed gravel. I feel like all I'm showing you is smoke trails in the sky. Yeah, would this be north by northwest? See if we can get it all the way out there. Oh. Ha. Now, I think I did show you during Lollapalooza, it's very common for them to have those planes that have the signs behind them. And on the most popular days of beach, you know, so when the AVP is here or on the hottest days of the summer, you'll also see those advertising banners behind planes. Oops, come on, catch up to it, catch up to it. Oh boy, he got out there fast. The little barrel rolls look like. Not sure if he's heading off course or not. Yeah, let's hope that never happens. But we know that there have been several air shows where the oopsies did occur. I think it was last year or the year before up at Oshkosh. Oshkosh is another fun air show to go to, um, and it's just that the Oshkosh airport is just air show that day. Um, Back in the motorcycle days, my buddy and I would go up there on the motorcycles and then spend the day watching the folks out there flying. I don't know if I'll catch up to them or not. So somebody's got their little Lime scooter out there. That is true, Fuzzy. I'm going to back up into the shade. I'll leave the camera out there for a bit. It might get a little bit too hot, but we'll see. I think I need to get a remote control for that gimbal so that I can sit over here in the shade and then let you guys see the camera. Because when the camera's out there, although it's going to overheat sooner than we'd like, we get a much wider field of view. You have a great day, lady. Oh, let's see if we can catch up to those two planes or four planes that just went up. Sure, we'll see those come back. Yeah, I can see them through my eye that they've gone out and they're making a wide turn north. So I think they're going to come back through here. That was for, darn it, it's I think that it's a P insignia plane. It's got the wide tail on the back.
Do you know if the field house is open?
I don't. I'm sorry. Now they've gone actually south far out there. They're in between those two. You would have seen them. See if I can get it up there or not. You would have seen them over in this area right here. Just trying to keep my eye actively scanning out for them. Ha. And then one of them's back over this way. Oh, I see all four of them coming this way now. Or at least two of them coming this way. So they're just over the hump in the tree. You can see them kind of turning on their side now. And then there's two of them behind there. Now they're back out over here, probably out of your field of view. Wide turn, coming back toward shore. They might have done a split exercise where there'll be two coming in from the north and two coming in from the south. In the background, I don't know if you can see the cloud line there. So you've got that tall cloud line. We oftentimes refer to that as Mount Michigan. So in the morning, we kind of get that mountainous look out there with the clouds that'll kind of aggregate over Lake Michigan. Here we're seeing him come back into flight. He's leveled off. Oops. I did a terrible job framing that. Now I've lost him. See if we can catch the next one. They're coming in now from the right. Give you a nice belly shot. There's one behind it. Got him coming in again. And his twin. See if you can hear that one a little bit more dramatically. I'll aim my mic that way a little bit. Not sure if you can hear the whistling as the plane moves away from me, or jet moves away from me. Reminder, we're here in Chicago's Lincoln Park watching the Chicago Air and Water Show. Brought to you by Chicago and Windy Wanders the City. Look over, oops, let me put it down here. Looks like they've got a serious soccer match going on there. Oh no, they're playing rugby. Guys are playing rugby over there. Oh, and yesterday I had my rugby outfit on, the Springboks of South Africa.
You looking for Apple? Hey, they're on her tech stroller.
Yeah, this does look very bizarre with all these dragonflies out here. And then I've got you guys trying to find these little airplanes in the sky out there with the dragonflies in the foreground. Yeah, just to be clear, I am not on the South African team, but yes, I know what you mean there. Now, again, and I think it's similar to World Cup soccer with World Cup rugby, that the World Cup is much more important and prestigious, and everybody comes to play rather than the Olympics. So, not that I'm not saying that anybody wouldn't want a gold medal, but the World Cup medal is just phenomenal. Oh, we've got the 4 planes coming again. I'm gonna keep heading over here towards the. Well, there's a tree here for shade too, so. Somebody's got a tent down there, so I might see if I can borrow their tent. Here comes a biplane. Just going to come out between those trees right now. I'm heading up. Falling back on itself.
You didn't see that.
So we got the guys playing. Oh, there's a gal out there too. Oops. Darn it. Sorry, folks. I was trying to get the plane in sight and I missed it totally. Gaining altitude out there. And here he comes back through the airspace. Oh, doing the barrel rolls.
You gotta think about getting candies, getting candies, getting candies.
It's kind of floating down there. Sorry, folks. I'm watching soccer, or I'm watching the football guys and the rugby guys and the plane at the same time. Let me see if I can get this back over here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the skyline's going to be tougher only because I've got to be on the lakefront, so I can't get the definitely can't get the airplane and without the smoke, it's very hard. Ah, too much. All right, I'm never going to be a paid cameraman. Plane's just floating there now. He's kind of barely fighting gravity, and now he's just going to let go and let the plane float down and right itself. And we do have the skyline back here. See if I can find some shade again. The head's getting a little bit warm.
There you go.
There it goes. See if we can catch him coming back at us. I'm back on the rugby game for just a second. Just a second. I'm going to get a little bit of the rugby on my other phone. guy's got the right hat on here. Fellow in the orange with this little rainbow umbrella hat, keep the sun off of him. Looks like they're just playing touch, which very reasonable. Yeah, Natalie, that is Lakeshore Drive. So the southbound is traveling okay. The northbound isn't, and a lot of that's going to be that these people are still trying to find. They think that at this point in time they're still going to find a parking lot in one of the parks. So we've got Addison, Irving Park, Montrose, and Foster as the next parks north here on the lake, and they're just not going to find anything there. Oh, we've got some helicopters coming in. The other two, so the two of them went south. These two went north. They're kind of turning around there. It's nothing but rockets aimed at us right now. See how close in he comes. I'll see if I can find these rugby guys and let them know that they were playing rugby against a helicopter. All right, folks, this battery is just about to die. Struggling a little bit here. Tell you what we're going to do. I think we're going to leave it here for today. Really appreciate everybody coming out. Yesterday we did see the Blue Angels. I'll try to clip some of that and I'll bring it over to this channel as well so that we can see more of that. And we'll go from there. Hope you all had a good day. I know that we had some, we weren't exactly zoned in on the aircraft, but we got what we could. Saw people playing in Chicago's front yard. Hope all of you enjoyed it. And I'm going to bid you adieu. Thank you all. Take care.